After a year in the field, here is what I have whittled down my inventory to as a field service engineer. Starting off with the safety boots. These particular ones are Belleville's C312Z CT. They are a side zip composite toe. However, do note that they will not go through a metal detector. There is a presumably steel shank down the center of the sole, so don't think they're going to be something you can just wear through TSA. You probably will have to take them off. I had about a 50-50 chance, and after a while I just started taking them off before going through security at the airport. Typical things: wallet, this pouch here, garage door opener for when I get home, earplugs for on the plane in case there are any noisy children or whatnot, or if you're in a small plane like a CRJ 700 or something, they can be helpful, passport, and house keys. This pouch tends to stay at the hotel. This isn't something I bring with me every day. I also got some pens in there. This doubles as a motorcycle pouch when I'm not working. Cell phones, got your work phone, personal phone. Those tend to both stay in one pocket. Something else that typically stays at the hotel, non-safety sunglasses and just beanie, keep you warm, whether you're on the plane or if you're going somewhere cold. Helps to have an extra beanie. Aside from that, one thing that's not shown here is a jacket, which is not something I always bring with. Depends on where I'm headed to. Inside one of the jacket pockets is a second beanie. So the more layers you tend to have, the more comfortable you'll be. Aside from that, laptop bag. Inside here are various cables, chargers. Since the field that I'm in has to do with material handling, reflectors are great for testing photo eyes and whatnot. Cell phone charger, Ethernet cables, charger for the work phone, USB-B printer cable for connecting to PLCs and whatnot, a very small tape measure, sort of like something a tailor would use, but fits in there perfectly. It's not going to be quite as useful as like a Milwaukee brand or DeWalt or whatever, like a long 30-footer. But in a pinch, if you're just measuring out photo eye distances and stuff, it works out fine. Gum, typically for either the airplane or after lunch. Non-contact voltage detector. Longer Ethernet RJ45 cable. This here has come in very handy. Arcfeld Pro with a laser pointer. Flashlight UV. Honestly, the laser pointer is typically the most useful bit, pointing out VFDs or motors that are having issues, things of that sort. That typically stays within my pocket while I'm on the job. In the main pocket, just a laptop. Inside here, various plastic bags, which are great for doing laundry, oddly enough. Napkins, things of that sort. As for clothes, 3 sets of clothes. Undershirt, polo, undershirt, polo. 3 days in a row. Sink laundry every night. Like, it's not that fun, but it beats having to go to laundromat on your, if you have days off on your rotation. But in my experience, there's a pretty good chance that when you go to the laundry room in the hotel, one or more of the laundry facility machines are going to be out of order. So skip all that headache, and sink laundry seems to be the easiest way. Three pairs of everything. 3 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of boxers, 3 pairs of BDU. These particular ones are proper brand. Any sort of cargo pant, I suppose, would suffice. Since personally I don't work with anything 480 or above, like all I mess with is 24 and 120, I'm not super concerned about arc flash. But if you were, this might be sort of problematic, the whole sink laundry thing, just because everything I've got is polyester. If you're concerned with arc flash, you're going to want to be wearing 100% cotton, most likely, or some sort of FR or arc flash resistant gear. From there, for the sake of TSA, we've got a plastic buckle belt. Again, I believe that's proper brand. Yeah. The high-vis vest, typical stuff. Lock, tag, tags in here, bunch of Sharpies in here. The multi-Klein screwdriver in here, making sure to separate the shaft of it for the sake of TSA. Can't have anything over 7 inches, so the shaft I pull apart, stick in the miscellaneous tool bag during my travel days. Otherwise, it all stays in one piece. Various ride-all keys and whatnot in here. Inside here, I have another small Wago screwdriver, comes in handy. Typically, I'll also keep some Wagos and some wire nuts in there. On the opposite side, got safety sunglasses, as well as your typical safety glasses, which you'll tend to wear on site, depending on your indoors or outdoors. As for these pockets, we've got disposable ear pro, and personally I carry a little heavier duty ear pro just in case. Some sites are louder than others. And in this pocket, more reflectors of various densities, I guess you call it, I don't know, reflectivities. It's not all photo eyes react the same to all reflectors. Up here, another laser flashlight. Depending on the site you're at, flashlights might be very helpful. As you can see here, flashlight on the hard hat. This one is a Malta Dynamics model with a folding head strap. Makes it very handy for sticking inside the backpack. This here is the pouch I keep all my chargers and whatnot. iPhone charger, USB-C charger, earbuds, more USB-C cables. It's helpful to have both USB-C to USB-C and USB-A to USB-C. In addition to that, magnetic charger for the Loadout device. One thing you might not typically think of, but when flying a lot, your speakerphone on your cell phone, depending on the model and whatnot, the pressurization and depressurization of the plane sometimes makes the speakerphone kind of wig out. So if you pop open the SD card tray on your phone, it helps neutralize the pressure, like once you've landed at least. It helps neutralize the pressure, and then your speakerphone won't be all sounding blown out anymore. USB-C to USB-A adapters tend to be very helpful. Tend to keep those on hand. Micro USB cable as well. Depending on what you're working on, you may need a mini USB cable. For right now, I do not have one of those on hand, but another thing, Band-Aids, salt packets. I will often have water flavor pouches in here for the powders. AAA batteries can be very helpful. Ballpoint pen. I tend to also stick the water flavoring pouches in here. It's kind of handy for if you're thirsty on the job and you're tired of drinking just plain water, or if you get the caffeinated ones and there isn't a break room or the site's still under construction or what have you, just pop one of those caffeinated ones into a bottle of water and you're good to go. That pouch I typically run in there. Multimeter. This was company provided, along with a lot of the stuff, and the majority of the stuff in the laptop bag was from the company. This here's a CL380 for Klein. Cut resistant gloves, very handy. I tend to keep these in my left cargo pocket while on job. Otherwise, when traveling, they go in the top little compartment here. Wagos and little bits of jumper cable, jumper wire. Very handy, great for troubleshooting. Definitely want to keep these either on your vest or in your bag, somewhere nearby. This here, just basic power or paracord. This comes in handy in the event that the hotel does not provide you with sufficient hangers. After doing your sink laundry, you want to hang your stuff up to dry. If they don't have enough hangers for you, you can just wrap this around some sturdy objects, whether it's the seat back of a couple chairs or a table leg or what have you. Hooks on the wall. You just use it as a drying line. Inside the tool pouch, everything in here was provided by my company. Though these aren't the slickest or handiest, they do get you out of a pinch here and there. They're just basic Allen wrench set, metric and SAE. Various insulated WeHa screwdrivers. You got like Phillips 1, Phillips 0, and then 3 different flatheads. More lockout tagout tags. Again, I typically keep those in my pocket up here, along with the scissor lift certification card, your badges for various customers, stuff like that. Zip ties in the bag can be very helpful. In here, we get the shaft for the multi-bit screwdriver. Again, separating them so TSA doesn't confiscate it from you. A little pair of needle nose, little pair of channel locks. These have gotten quite a bit of use. Klein strippers, and a small pair of flush cutters, which are very helpful. One trick that I have noticed is to prevent, come on, there we go. To prevent these from shredding the pouch that you put them in, assuming you put them in a pouch, you can get like safety tip covers for these. What I found is a rubber cover for brake bleeders or clutch bleeders. If you're into the automotive side of things, you can get like a pack of 99 of them on Amazon for very cheap. And you just put the strap around it, fits over the top, and prevents you from getting stabbed, prevents your bag from getting sliced up. Just a very handy sort of thing to have. And everything fits quite nicely in here. This particular pouch is from Condor. I want to say it's called something like the EMT pouch. It's got a little red strap here. It's a quick zip. You can, as you can see, it unfolds completely. Makes it easy to access. Plus, it makes TSA's job easier because when they see a whole bunch of tools and screwdrivers and stuff inside your bag on the X-ray, there's a pretty good chance they're going to want to search it. So when you have everything laid out like this, not only does it show up as nice and organized on the X-ray and easier for them to decipher, hey, is this forbidden material or is this alright? If they do go to inspect it, just tell them, hey, like, typically I'll pack it up near the top of the bag or somewhere easily accessible. I'm not trying to hide it at the bottom underneath my clothes or anything. Just let them know, hey, inside the main bag, there's a khaki colored bag or blue or camo, whatever type of fabric you get. Just let them know, hey, I got this bag inside my backpack. I got some screwdrivers in there, some pliers, whatever. Just let them know what's in there. They're typically fine with it. I have not had any issues. Thankfully, haven't had any anything confiscated. Knock on wood. But yeah, try to make it easy for them. Be kind, respectful. Like they're just doing their job. This pouch here is when I roll these up, pack up the socks, boxers, and the undershirts. 2 pair of boxers, 2 pair of socks, 2 undershirts go in the pouch, as well as the clothesline. And I wear the 3rd set of clothing on the airplane. For the, I guess this would be my right hand side, basically it's all bathroom stuff. Inside one pouch is grooming stuff, tweezers, shaver attachment for shaving the head, shaver attachment for trimming the beard, mustache, what have you, nail trimmers, and disposable razors. For the shaving aspect, grooming aspect, 2 pairs of cheap Amazon shavers. Reason for 2 pairs is redundancy. If you go to shave and the battery dies on one, it's gonna take multiple hours for it to recharge. So rather than do that, simply bust out your backup, set the attachment up, and continue with your grooming. You don't want to show up to the work site with half a mustache or half a beard or whatever. The next pouch, I just threw some band-aids in here for the hell of it. Dental floss inside here, folding toothbrush, and then on the underside of this pouch I tend to keep a handful of Q-tips. Pack accordingly for however long your rotation is, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, several months. At least pack enough to, I mean, if you have the type of job where you're going to be out for months at a time, you're probably going to have to stop by a store and buy more. But like personally, most of my rotations, I was only out there for typically 10 days. So I pack like 15 Q-tips, that way I got some spares, and that would cover me for my rotation. This here is a basic pumice pad thing and scrub brush. It typically has like a handle on it. You can get these at CVS, Walmart, whatever. It'll typically have a handle on it. I just chopped it off and then sanded down the sides of it because it didn't need it to be that long. And with it this short, after I stick in my grooming pouch, dental care pouch, I can fit the brush up top and a stick of deodorant, solid deodorant, up top as well. And everything fits in there just fine. Liquid bag, TSA, 1 quart or whatever. Travel size toothpaste, some lotions, a backup toothpaste, mouthwash, and hand sanitizer. Previous rotation, like early on into starting this job, I would bring things like cologne. After a while, I just skipped the cologne, just deodorant was plenty. In regards of snacks and hydration, these are the water flavor packs I was talking about. Super cheap, easy way to make things a little more interesting than just drinking nothing but water all the time. Not to mention you can get ones like the Squencher brand that actually have electrolytes and stuff like that. So if you're working outdoors or in a hot environment, you definitely want to keep your electrolytes up. Aside from that, these are just like knockoff Slim Jims. I don't always bring snacks, but they fit quite handily in the top pouch, so that's where I'll stick that. As for sticking everything together, or how it's oriented inside the bag, socks, boxers, there. And one pair of pants get worn. These go in here. These shirts will get worn. Give me 1 second. I'm going to fold up the shirts and show you guys how they go in. And we're back. So when it comes to the polos, just fold them up, button them up, fold them up, set them in here. That gives me access for extra stuff on the sides. The shavers stick in here. These particular you may or may not need to bring grooming stuff with you. If you do, like these in particular, and this could be said for various multimeters too. If the button for them is easily accidentally depressed, putting them up against clothing seems to help alleviate that issue. So I will set them in there with the button facing the inside. On this side, I'll typically stick the multimeter. Then for the undershirts, I typically, rather than like folding them, I will fold the sleeves in and then roll them into little bundles. They fit nicely in here, along with the drying line. So, snacks, Wagos, gloves, hydration. This is all laundry stuff. Bathroom pouch, charger / miscellaneous pouch over here. The hard hat. The head strap I simply fold inside. Previously I had a different hard hat that wasn't foldable. In that case I would simply pop out the netting for it and kind of tuck it in. Hard hat just slips in there. For the sake of keeping this safe, I would tend to stick these inside the hard hat. There have been instances where I'll be deboarding the plane and someone's like a lotion exploded, or I've had for me these small Crest squeezable mouthwashes, if you don't squeeze the pressure out of them beforehand and put the lid on, occasionally they will leak they will leak minty freshness all over your toothpaste and hand sanitizer or whatever else you keep in there. So something to take note of. After that, the vest I simply fold in half and then kind of roll up. It just sits right there. Tools tend to go on top, and as you can see, I still have plenty of room for a light jacket of sorts. This is the area rebar that I typically wear. Windproof, relatively waterproof. Nice fleece interior. Again, layers are definitely helpful, especially if you're like me, going from a very hot climate to a very cold climate. You wear this with your various layers and maybe even a hoodie of some sort underneath. You'll be plenty warm, especially if you're actually like working. If you're sat at a desk programming PLCs or something, you might not be as warm as you would like to be, but I mean, use your intuition when it comes to packing appropriately for whatever climate you're going to. And so yeah, just to demonstrate. The jacket fit quite nicely in the remaining area here. Compression straps. Boom. So when at the airport, I'll have this on my back, and I'll sling this over. Originally, I just rocked the backpack without any sort of personalization to it, and nearly had an older woman take my bag out of the overhead bin and walk off with it. So after that, I decided to throw some personal effects on there, make it a little bit more colorful. For the ease of TSA, I applied some colored zip ties to the zippers. That way, when they go to open it up, I can just be like, oh yeah, the two zip ties at the top, or the two zippers at the top with the red and the green. Open those up, and you can get to whatever you need inside. Like, makes their job a little bit easier. Versus, oh, how do I open it? It's like just these two. It's like the ones with the zip ties on them. Open them up, you'll find what you need. The D-rings, honestly, I haven't. Aside from maybe hooking up the clothesline, I haven't had too much of a need for them. But they're just one extra thing to add personalization, I guess. This bag in particular is a Condor Bison, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head how many liters it is, but it's been plenty for my needs. And whether you're flying on a 737, an Airbus, CRJ 700, it will fit in the overhead, no worries. And if the overhead is full, it will still actually fit underneath most aircraft seats. For the most part, I haven't done that usually just because I like having legroom. So I tend to just throw the laptop bag underneath the seat in front of me. That way I still have plenty of room for stretching my legs out. But there have been instances where the overhead bins were full and I had to stuff this underneath the seat in front of me. And oddly enough, I was able to fit both this and the laptop bag in the seat in front of me without any issues. If any of you are going into the field as a field service engineer, field service technician, anything where you're going to be traveling a considerable amount, this setup, for me personally, I could essentially work indefinitely with just these items. It's sort of a minimalist approach. I know most of my coworkers tend to bring a legit suitcase. They'll check bags. I would rather not have to worry about having my luggage get lost or stolen. Like, one of my coworkers had his luggage stolen, and it happens. But with this, like, this is on my back at all times. That's on me at all times. I never have to worry about things getting lost on the way to a flight. Or say you're on a flight and your connecting flight gets canceled or delayed or whatever, and if your luggage is a day out, like, I've known that to happen to coworkers where we'll get to the hotel and one of us is waiting for our luggage since it's got delayed by a day or two or what have you. So yeah, for the sake of ease of moving around and keeping everything that's mine with me, this is what I've found to work optimally in my case. But yeah, been in the field for about a year now, and this is the general setup that I tend to work with. If you've got any questions or comments or recommendations for other people in the field, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section down below. Have a good one.